the fearless and hard-hitting, undefeated IBF and WBA Cruiserweight Champion of the world, Dami Ligasvara Bayet is the sea, Murat Kiev, Ukraine. He is the skilled and decorated, reigning and defending, undefeated WBC and WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the world, Body Daponole, Oleksandr Usyk.
Gentlemen, I gave you guys the instruction in the dressing room. I expect a clean fight. Touch up for our time. Good luck. Let's do this. Touch up.
So here we go then. The battle for the undisputed Cruiserweight World Championship is underway. Round 1, scheduled for 12. The tournament #1 seed, Oleksandr Usyk, with the white trunk against perhaps, in a division full of punchers, the best puncher in the 2011 Olympic champion in 2012. Comparative inexperience. 9th scheduled bout over the champ. 7th fight outside of you. Both of them expressing similar sentiments in that.
I think if you're going to score it, it's going to go towards Usyk because he's had a dominant jab. His footwork.
More of that in a moment as we analyse some of the action from the first round.
You go Gassiev went for an early cut from Usyk. Double jab, Usyk using his feet well.
Well, in the trade, this is regarded as a genuine 50-free up at the heavyweight ranks.
Very, very fast hands as well for a big guy, 14.5 stone.
Using a simplistic analogy, it could well come down to the VOD puncher. Gassiev.
Post-land the punch, this place here is going to erupt. That may affect
boxing Super Series rules. There will down as a draw. There is a 4th judge. There's a count.
The way he's just kind of prodding it in Gassiev's face with a jab.
The jab both upstairs and downstairs from Usyk. And look at that movement to the right rib cage from Gassiev. And practically incessant, just continuing to poke it out and serve as a deterrent and a distraction in the face of Gassiev, who's trying to parry it with his lead left hand. Counter left hand over the...
Still more. We'll find it. Step, okay? There's 2 of you in here, all right?
There's that 2, 3, 4 punch combination from Gassiev, trying to slow Usyk, slow him down, work to the very intelligent work to the body, another left do.
So into the 3rd round then, it's a quicker start by both men to begin this 3rd stanza. Immediately out to the space to center ring, but once again, Usyk working behind that trip hammer of a right jab. Left hand over from Gassiev, which may well slow down the movement of the WBC and WBO champion.
By a few inches, but watch that later on in the fight.
It was the venue for the Olympic boxing tournament. In terms of punches landed, Gassiev more efficient, perhaps with the heavier shots as well.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, every jab he throws, he's not particularly trying. He disrupted his rhythm. A nice little counter hook there as Gassiev fell short, but the more he's got to land them bigger shots.
That 1980 Olympic tournament, which was staged here, Teofilio Stevens, who didn't compete, of course, in LA 1984. Beautiful movement from Usyk once again. But there were other terrific boxers. Has a boxing matchup of this magnitude been staged in this venue? And you see Gassiev not really is unloading when he gets the check punches.
Nice Usyk's his foot speed was brilliant. Then he jumped out of range, come back
into the body beneath Usyk's right elbow. Terrific round of boxing once again. What do you prefer? Wrapping the towel around Usyk in that blue corner. Sergey Vatamanyu.
From round 1 to round 12 if it goes that far.
Now, constant movement laterally, taking up a familiar pattern once more.
Very strong. Doesn't seem to do anything unbelievable, but waiting. He's going to be a hard night's work for anybody.
Speaking with his trainer, it'd be great. Said that he possesses the mindset, the little, if anything, that can be done to deter him. Beautiful left hand and then 2 in flashy, effective fashion from Oleksandr Usyk. And then
that's the kind of work that's going to win you a fight. Like, this fight's
for a moment from Usyk. The jolting right jab. Trying his own jab but falling short once more.
In the later rounds, I don't think he's going to mind losing the first, but I think he's going to come on strong as the fight wears on.
Oh,
Beautiful right hand.
Right hand from Gassiev, and he follows up with headshots landed by Gassiev. A big backhand that tested the punch resistance of Usyk.
Wow. Those are the punches that... Here we go. Whack. He slipped that southpaw backhand. Dangerous shot. There we are. Slip, bang. Cool, great shot. Usyk took it well, to be fair.
Now that was in the closing seconds, that success from Gassiev, but prior to that, again, Oleksandr Usyk. So into the 5th round then. I was speaking magazine belt holder David Hay prior to this contest, and he said that his instinct tells him that Usyk will win on points, but he says that Gassiev is capable of landing a shot early in the... One suspects that he won't be bothered by that too much in the... And it's Usyk with more than twice the number of punches thrown, always circling his opponent, seemingly...
I'd have paid a lot of money to see him against either one of his fighters.
And again, cries of Russia, Russia, encouraging, trying to encourage and contest through 4.5
punch on the bag. He'll stand up on the heavy bag for hours, throwing right hand punching to really perfect those shots, similar to Triple G.
We'll keep an eye on that as the contest progresses, with left hand through the continuing to work with that snake lick of a right jab Murat between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. When Arthur McCanty asked both coaches if they have any questions.
Yeah, there's that low shot. Yeah, it was below the belt. That one.
So into the 6th round of this enthralling unification. Left from Usyk a few moments ago, then a straight left hand right down the pipe. Gassiev not appearing as free-flowing and fluid here in round 6 as it was in the opening round, but can produce big results, reap big rewards down the stretch.
To get rid of the water, whatever he slipped on. But interesting round. Unload a bit. There's a lot of like pouring punches like that jab, that bit to slow Gassiev down.
Gassiev to Abel Sanchez after his 17th professional contest. He was 17-0 with 11 knockouts as they're approaching their 4th anniversary together. As boxer and trainer, hard left hand from Gassiev, and then he digs one downstairs. Has done for his man. He said the biggest difference is mental. He says that the belief in himself is really deepened over the course of the last 3 fights against Denis Lebedev, Krzysztof Wlodarczyk, and then Junior Dorticos. He said the system that they employ at the summit up in Big Bay, that the system works when they do it in training. They buy into the system totally. He said that the last 3 fights for Gassiev have been a catalyst for that deepening of belief.
Yeah, and the belt-to collection to instill a deeper belief in yourself. But he trains very hard, and he's boxing really well.
Remember, in the event of a draw, we would go to...
Be getting points taken off, which we don't want to see in this fight. We don't want to see public warning.
Well, Gassiev out quickly to begin.
Notice Usyk always veers off to...
That he believes whatever he hits, he can hurt. Says we're going to be at our absolute best. We've left no stone unturned in training. And if our best isn't good enough, then we've simply met a better man on the day. There's a hard right hand banged into the body once again. And invoked the spirit of his entire career the same way. He said he made Gassiev backhand, getting through with it before making Gassiev miss. Looking to employ a similar type of strategy throughout his career. Beautiful and impressive volume from Usyk once again. Non-stop punching through the midpoint of...
Weighs in the 14 stone force. He's probably now best part 15.5 stone now, and the hand speed is tremendous.
Both men scaled an identical 198 to meeting in Gassiev's direction. That is to keep the Marco hook in the quarterfinal over in Berlin. That's a cracking right hook to Edwards on his incessant front foot march, trying to close the distance against the perpetual motion of Oleksandr, and remain concentrated on his work and counter with punches of his own. Usyk trying to put on the earmuffs. Bracket
knock out too much because he's in danger of letting Usyk outbox him like them, and that's what he's doing now in the 7th round.
artillery being unloaded by this man.
There's he fell short. He's got a carved opportunities out himself. Good round from Usyk, that. The most dominant round so far.
So into the 8th round then. Fresh as ever. It's part of those changes in his corner team. Beautiful left hand on the end of that volley of punches once again. With Andrei Kolosov, who's described as a mental Vasyl Lomachenko during their time in the Ukrainian Olympic team. Remember, Lomachenko on the top of the podium 6 years ago. And he said the same exercises that have gone viral on social media of vast handstands across the ring. They're physical exercises, of course, but he says that Usyk does the same things. And again, 6'3" and 200 pounds. He's often called a larger version of Lomachenko. So many similarities in terms of their training methodology. Wonderful left hand out of the southpaw stance from Usyk.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with him so far, because what he's doing, what he's not doing, he's not getting in there, getting the rounds out.
Well, a puncher of the caliber of Gassiev is all. He'll be looking to detonate that one finishing shot. He carries his power late, got rid of down with a blistering volley of punches to get the Cuban based in Miami out of there for every minute of every round. And of course, terms of their application to their craft.
Adage Ron, when you look for knockout, it never comes. That's why Gassiev's he's got the box with him. He's got the box.
Well, through round 7 and 8.
See you try out there, all right? What's this just
His little 4-punch combination.
As we move into the 9th round, and you perhaps heard beneath that replay sequence, Abel Sanchez saying audibly, "I would rather sit together beautifully." And Gassiev, well, he's not quite boxing in a blizzard, but it's pretty close to it when Usyk away. But there was a sense of urgency over in Gassiev's. Oleksandr Usyk is increasing his dominance, and particularly over the past couple of rounds.
Again, he's in control of the distance, he's in control of the range, he's in control of the...
Gassiev being reduced to single shot attack. How busy that jab is, that is absolutely incredible. 354 jabs thrown through the 62 through 8 completed rounds.
Yeah, that's simply not enough to win a boxing match. Gassiev's got to be more dominant, more vicious with the
build up to this contest. Despite the incredible skill, Gassiev is forced to miss rather badly because of the movement of Usyk. Both men spoke about discipline. Usyk said that discipline trumps everything. Murat Gassiev said that you have to train. Free-flowing, profulent punches from Oleksandr Usyk, and they're beginning to bamboo. But both men, well, if you didn't know the accents and didn't know what they were saying, it was almost a mirror image of the other. The same level of professionalism in his opponent.
Yeah, be a bit more aggressive with his footwork. He's kind of chugging forward rather than pushing Usyk back. What those punches did.
Oleksandr Usyk, like a wind-up toy, continually around the corner, and Murat Gassiev is struggling to get off. There he gets through with a left uppercut. But back comes Usyk immediately. Impossible to deter, impossible to discourage. There's a cracking long left uppercut from Usyk right before the bells conclude round 9. Another brilliant round for...
There's a lovely 3-punch combination, 4-punch 5, 7, 8 punches, 8 punches with arms, and there's that lovely uppercut to finish a round off.
From Abel Sanchez, instructing his man to go for the knockout unless you put this man on the floor. But again, it's Oleksandr Usyk who has made a brilliant start, bobbing and weaving, pivoting and pirouetting, just moving. Feel as though he's surrounded.
As winning the fight, he's controlling the distance, the range, feet.
Murat Gassiev, the 14th world champion of Abel Sanchez, orders the Boxing Writers Association of America Trainer of the Year. From his nose, Usyk's accuracy, but rousing reception from the crowd once again. Here in this 10th round, such is the dominance of the tournament #1 seed. Gassiev committed to the task, still coming forward, looking for the finishing shot. But look at the volley of punches he's being subjected to from Usyk.
He's too one-dimensional. He's boxing almost like a heavy bag. He's there to be hit. To the last bell in the 12th round.
First undisputed cruiserweight champion of the 4-belt era, as Usyk gets through with an eye-catching left cross once again. Punches through round 10, and again it is 3 times the number. So Gassiev is finding it difficult to contend with. Success.
You can't good. Every time Gassiev gets his foot on the outside, he goes a different way. Usyk, he pivots out and he's away.
Well, just perhaps for the first time, I sensed a little bit of
highlights. Another great round from Usyk. Double jab, left uppercut, right hook round the corner. Usyk, he just stand there to take punches. I've been a bit disappointed with his defence. It hasn't been much of a defence. He just stood there like a heavy bag. He hasn't slipped. He hasn't rolled.
Pound number 1 in all of boxing at this point, recovering from shoulder surgery, of course. You mentioned the fact that Lomachenko rounds 8, 9 and 10. That is why Usyk died at the European Championships in Plovdiv in 2006, where he was competing as a 75-kilo eventual gold medalist. But again, his quality was of world amateur boxing with that world champion. The privilege of being ringside for that as well, as I was, folks, demonstrating the importance of a deep amateur pedigree.
Yeah, no, from Europeans to the Olympic Games and all the competitions in between, the world, the Europeans, they're always a cut above their opponents. And it's been a pleasure. He pretty much demolished everyone.
With some success as he targets the body effectively once more. Usyk intimating that is to keep the punches up. This man is impossible to discourage. And he got landed from Gassiev once again. But Oleksandr Usyk continuing to demonstrate that he really is a complete fighter.
He's boxed beautifully for the whole fight, for 11 and a half rounds so far. But for a moment he stood there. The way he dictates the pace of the fight with he puts Gassiev where he wants him every single second of the fight.
Undefeated fighter with a perfect record tonight. Took the O of and all 3 of these fights went the championship distance.
I agree. I mean, the first few rounds were quite even, kind of touch and go. But I think from round 5 onwards, it's been all Usyk, and he's been exemplary.
So a sporting supremacy in the final third of the contest, and he has done so for him. The 2 men just exchanging conversation early on. With the superior experience and deep amateur pedigree that Oleksandr possesses, would that prove to be the difference? Never certain, of course, against a preeminent puncher like Murat Gassiev. That is proving to be the case. Oleksandr Usyk with terrific free-flowing shots once more, to prevent the punch-picking accuracy of Usyk.
There's been, all the guys that have won tonight and boxed really well, they've been fluid in their movement, and nobody's been as fluid as Usyk. He turns defense to attack. He's got beautiful punch selection. He doesn't look for power that much. He's just 3-4.
Absolutely incredible to watch from Oleksandr Usyk, continuing to create punches while in the pocket. There's a jolting right jab, followed by another 2 right jabs and a left cross and a left upper. Geometric wizardry being demonstrated by Oleksandr Usyk, and this man's conditioning is just a marvel to behold. Terrific punch, and Murat Gassiev simply cannot match him in terms of ring craft.
He's put out more punches than a lightweight, than a super featherweight. It's been a fantastic show of fitness. Even start to swing out of him. He's just boxed really well. He's boxed so well and easy for tonight.
Most certainly. Without wishing to be unkind to Gassiev, it almost brings to mind Jeffrey, not in as bad a shape as Lacey was at the conclusion of 12 rounds up at the Manchester Arena, but look at the manner in which he's being picked off. Oleksandr Usyk flowing as freely as mercury. Deep into this 12th and final round, the 10-second clapper not audible, and Oleksandr Usyk gets on his bike as the bell sounds to conclude the 12th and final round. Nice to see that sporting embrace.
All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. He's still undefeated, and now the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Oleksandr
Usyk has just made fistic history here in Moscow by becoming the first undisputed cruiserweight champion of the 4